what does a dark, precious wood have to do with a famous inscribed stone? Or a modern Arabic dialect? Or even a region in southern Spain? I know, they sound totally random. But believe it or not, they're all tangled together by a single linguistic thread that stretches back thousands of years. Today, we're going to be detectives and unravel this incredible hidden history. All right, so let's start with our first clue, a dark, precious wood. You know, this stuff has been prized for millennia. We're talking everything from royal furniture to priceless instruments. But for our story, the important thing isn't the wood itself, it's the name people called it.
Clue number 2, an artifact that literally changed our understanding of the past. This single slab of rock held the key to unlocking the secrets of an entire lost civilization. No exaggeration.
Now, our third piece of the puzzle isn't some dusty old object. It's a living, breathing language, one spoken by millions and millions of people right now, and it's carrying its own secret history within it. And for our final clue, the one that's going to tie this whole thing together, we're looking at a region in southern Spain. It's famous for its incredible culture, but its very name, well, that holds the biggest secret of all.
So, how in the world do all these pieces fit together? What's the hidden connection? Well, the answer starts with the name of our very first clue, that dark, precious wood.
To even begin solving this puzzle, we've got to follow the trail of a single word. And that trail is going to take us all the way back to the land of the pharaohs, to ancient Egypt. And that word is ebony. Now, in English, it only shows up around the 1590s, but that's just the last stop on a journey that started thousands of years earlier. You can actually see the whole trip right here. It probably starts in ancient Egypt as something like hebninj. Then the Greeks pick it up and call it ebenos. It passes into Latin as hebeninus, and boom, thousands of years later, it lands in English as ebony. And just like that, our first connection is made. The wood has led us straight to the language of ancient Egypt. But wait a second, how do we even know what HBNJ means? You know, for centuries, ancient Egyptian was a complete mystery. To understand it, we needed a key. And that key, well, it turned out to be our second clue, a very famous stone. So picture this, it's 1799. Napoleon's army is in Egypt. His soldiers stumble upon this slab of dark stone near a town called Rosetta. And one of the officers, a guy named Pierre-François Xavier Bouchard, he realizes its importance immediately. He knew this wasn't just a rock, it was a potential map to a whole lost world. The stone's power, its real magic, was that it had the exact same text carved on it 3 different ways. You had the fancy hieroglyphics for the priests, then Demotic script for everyday stuff. And then, and this was the real game changer, you had ancient Greek, a language scholars already knew. So by comparing the known Greek to the unknown Egyptian scripts, they could finally crack the code. And get this, the stone's purpose is written right on it. The text is basically a royal announcement from a king, Ptolemy V, and it literally says to write the message in all 3 languages. I mean, it was designed from the start to be understood by everyone, the Greek rulers, the Egyptian priests, and the common people. It was a public service announcement and a translation key, all in one. But cracking the code wasn't just about matching up symbols on a rock. The final massive breakthrough came from a French scholar, Jean-François Champollion, and he had a secret weapon. He understood a language that turned out to be the absolute missing link, Coptic. And this brings us right to Coptic. This wasn't just some random tool for Champollion. Coptic is the direct descendant, the living ghost, you could say, of the language spoken by the pharaohs themselves. So what is Coptic exactly? Well, it's the final stage of the Egyptian language, and it's written with the Greek alphabet. Now, it's not really a commonly spoken language anymore, but it's still used in the Coptic Church. The amazing thing is, it preserves the sounds and the vocabulary of ancient Egypt, giving us a direct line to how the language was actually spoken. And here's where it gets really wild. Coptic never truly died. Scholars like Federico Corriente have found hundreds of Coptic words just hiding in plain sight in modern Egyptian Arabic. You know, words for everyday things like barsim for clover or bahrur for frog. They all come from Coptic roots. The ancient language is still there, like a ghost in the modern tongue. Okay, so let's recap. We've connected the wood to ancient Egypt. We've connected the stone to deciphering its language. And we've connected the old language, Coptic, to modern Egyptian Arabic. But now, Now we have to connect all of that to our final and most mysterious clue, that region in southern Spain. I know, right? This is where the story takes this incredible, almost unbelievable turn. What on earth could the language of the pharaohs possibly have to do with the Iberian Peninsula, thousands of kilometers away? Well, the whole thing seems to hinge on this one simple Coptic phrase, emint e res. According to Currenti's research, this is just how Coptic speakers refer to a direction. Emint meant west and res meant south. Put them together and you get the southwest. And here it is, the big reveal. The theory goes like this. As Arab conquerors expanded westward from Egypt, they would have asked the local Coptic-speaking people for directions. When they asked about the lands way out to the southwest, they would have heard that phrase, Ement Ares. Now, to an Arabic speaker's ear, that sounds an awful lot like Al-Andalus. And then, just by total coincidence, this new name also sounded a lot like the Arabic name for the Vandals, a tribe that had ruled that part of Spain centuries earlier. Over time, these two similar-sounding names just kind of blended together, and they left us with the one we know today, Al-Andalus. The name for southern Spain is a 1,000-year-old echo of a Coptic phrase meaning the southwest. It's just incredible. It shows that words aren't just labels we stick on things. They're like tiny little artifacts. They carry history and migration and conquest inside of them. And if you follow them, you can uncover the most amazing, unexpected connections. So, our puzzle is solved. The dark wood, ebony, put us on the trail back to ancient Egypt. The Rosetta Stone gave us the key to actually read the language. The Coptic language showed us the living link, how that language sounded and how it survived. And that survival is the hidden secret behind the name of Al-Andalus. 4 random clues, 1 amazing story. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? Every time we talk, we're using words that have traveled through empires, crossed entire continents, and survived for millennia. What other hidden histories are we speaking out loud, hiding in plain sight, in the words we use every single day?